What's up guys? Thanks so much for tuning in and welcome back to the channel for a video that's going to be a review and swatches of a palette that I really did not see coming. It is a collaboration between Mel Thompson here on YouTube and the brand Sydney Grace. Sydney Grace just had their Christmas in July sale. I did a video of brand new products they launched for that along with all the stuff that was on sale, and so I kind of didn't expect to hear from them for a little while because that's a pretty big event for them. But then I get a shipment notification from them for PR. They sent this to me. And at the same time, although I didn't put the two together, I saw Mel Thompson teasing a palette on Instagram. She put a black and white filter over it and was kind of teasing something, which the two didn't seem connected until obviously it arrived. And I realized we have a new palette on our hands, people. And it's a really gorgeous one. It's called the Tiny Marvels palette. And so if you want to dive in here with swatches, my initial thoughts, because I did only recently get this in the mail. I haven't had a long time to dive into this guy, but here are my thoughts, see some swatches. Let's go ahead and get started. So Mel Thompson's Tiny Marvels palette comes with 15 shadows. It also comes with a box. It has the same cover and also the same back, which is just the ingredients and Sydney Grace's business info here on the back. Same, it just comes in a box. And in terms of size, it's a cardboard packaging with a nice sized mirror on the inside and a magnetic closure. And in terms of a size reference, it's about 2 times the size of their new Summer Days and Chase Your Dreams palette. Yeah, it's probably a little less than 2 of these put together, but roughly that size. And just another size comparison with the Sydney Grace Enduring Love palette. This is obviously in a tin, but it's kind of comparable to that as well, just the difference between a tin versus cardboard. You get a mix of textures in the Tiny Marvels palette. There are 9 mattes and 6 shimmers. I say shimmers, but if you're unfamiliar with Sydney Grace palettes, the shimmer doesn't accurately describe what these are. These are high shine, borderline metallic shadows, all of them. You can apply them lightly, like dust them on, and they'll be a little bit more shimmery, but they're so finely milled and the pigmentation is just so reflective that layered up, all of these are kind of blinding, and I kind of love it. I also really love this color palette as a whole. It was kind of unexpected to me and really inspiring because of that. So you have, you can pick out the pops of color. You have a pastel green, a pastel purple, some soft pinks, a mauve, a duochromatic pink with a gold shift to it. But then you also have your classic browns and earth tones, but they're really bold and slightly different once you really get into it. So let's go row by row. In this first row is probably my favorite because it is that classic comfort zone sort of khaki-esque green that I personally love so much, but she put a slight twist on some of these shades, like Fire Butts, which like a pastel lime green at some angles or a metallic pewter at other angles. I can't even explain it. And Walk and Stick, which is a green toned, soft, like light to medium brown tone, which is super beautiful. I think I'm gonna really love that one in my crease. And then of course Scarab is a very classic blue-red sort of duochrome shift that you can really throw over any of these shadows in this palette to really add a ton of depth to your look and make it super interesting. So that is my favorite row, but I'm sure that will change with more use of this palette. The middle row, you get more colorful. You have a soft peach, a bold metallic gold, that pastel green I mentioned earlier, a duochrome pink gold, and then a pretty strong purpley mauve though. There's nothing quite as dusty in here as the Enduring Love palette. I guess dusty sounds kind of negative. Muted is what I would say. Like that shade gives me Enduring Love palette vibes, but all of these by comparison are quite a bit more muted than the bold mauve that is actually in the Tiny Marvels palette. And then in this last row, you get that pastel purple, a very classic metallic copper, and then 3 final matte shades down here on the bottom. And those I think are essentials for a really classic smoky eye, or you can layer them under and with a combination of any of these metallic and especially the duochrome shades to make something really special and shifty on your eye. So overall, I just really love this color selection. I think it's very unique and unexpected, which I'm pretty sure I said before, but this mixture of pastels but also earth tones. It seems to me that we're getting into this habit of grouping our colors together like pastel palettes. You'll get it like Huda Beauty. And then I think a few other people did that too, where it's like, we're going to do a pastel purple, and ColourPop has been doing these, color themed, like a red palette, a yellow palette, just the whole color of the rainbow, and the same with pastels. This really changes it up and gives you a taste of some of these pastel colors, along with a taste of some duochrome and high shine metallics, along with some unique twists on your classic matte shades. Again, I go back to Walking Stick, which is, a light to medium brown, but with that olivey sort of undertone to it is just so beautiful. So I think this is a beautiful palette. I think Mel did such a good job on this, and I guess it really does reflect the way I think of her and the way she does her makeup and the colors that she likes to choose. She doesn't shy away from color and certainly bold textures, but at the same time, she wears a solid classic, like neutral earth tone smoky eye with the best of them. So I think this really captures all the facets of her and her personality, and it's just a really nice little, and in the Sydney Grace formula, which, let's talk about that for a second. Again, if you've never tried these shadows, they are phenomenal. They are some of the best, one of the best kept secrets, I think, because they're not crazy expensive. They're very well made, soft, ultra pigmented, but they're still very much an indie brand, I think. They're starting to pick up more traction here on YouTube and stuff, but more people could hear about them. I think more people need them in their collection, in my opinion, because they're just that good. So those are my thoughts on the Tiny Marvels palette. Huge congratulations to Mel Thompson and Sydney Grace, because I think this is a beautiful palette. So thank you guys so much for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and I will catch you in the next video. Bye, guys.